We're thrilled to be here, and let me be the first on behalf of the City of St. Louis Park to welcome you to Derrick Keller Field. Before I turn over the mic to John Hines, I just want to recognize a few key people in pulling together the dedication and naming of this field. First of all, there are 4 key individuals that brought this concept to the city and worked with the Park Commission and the City Council. They were Patty Hoy. Patty, are you here? There she is. Hi, Patty. Lori and John Hines. And Elizabeth Griffin. Is Elizabeth? I thought I saw Elizabeth here. I'd also like to thank Andy Ewald from the school district, who worked very, very hard with us. The St. Louis Park baseball team, who put up with the season of not having a great scoreboard or one operating at all, so we get this new scoreboard installed. Jerry Gordon from AIM Electronics, who helped us design this board. And, of course, our City Council and Park Commission. With that, Mr. Hines, would you like to come up and say a few words?
Thank you all for being here today. When I was a little kid playing baseball, and when I was an adult trying to play a little bit more baseball, and the coach doing more baseball, whenever there was a game on the schedule, it was always a good day. And even though the weather is not the greatest today, it still is a great day. I want to ask a couple things of everybody here today. If you could take a moment and think of Derrick and maybe say something to him. Just take a moment. Thank you. I'd also like another round of applause for dedicating the field to Derrick and for that wonderful scoreboard that we have out there. I'm here today with a little bit of mixed emotion. I'm sad that we had to do this, but I'm very grateful and thankful that we were able to do it. And as Rick said, there's some people that I want to thank as well. Cindy and Rick Burno, Park and Rec. I've known Rick for about 10 years, and he's a great guy. He always works the process, and he gets things done. So thank you. I want to thank Elizabeth Griffin and the Park Commission. They moved this process forward, and there were some obstacles to overcome, and they kept it moving. So thank you to Elizabeth and the Park Commission. I'd also like to thank Steve and the City Council for getting this thing approved. I'd also like to thank the Mayor, Jeff Jacobs, for all of his support. I also want to thank Andy and Jim Nunn for working with the city on this and for their support as well. Finally, I want to thank Patty Hoy, who really got this process started. Was at the first meeting with my wife and I and Rick, and did the work with the application and really got the ball started. So thank you, Patty. Finally, to the players who are going to be playing ball here on Derrick Keller Field. I'd like you to remember Derrick. Think about Derrick. Maybe not when you're bearing down, the ball's bearing down on you, or you're getting ready to catch a fly ball or a grounder, or maybe when you're in your motion, you're on the mound, or even looking at the third base coach and he's flashing you that bunt that I never liked. But think about Derrick, how he played the game. He played it hard, he played it smart, and he played it with passion. And I've always thought that in order to be really, really good at something, you have to be passionate about it. Thank you. I was on Facebook last week, and I saw this picture of Bob Keller umpiring a slugfest game. And he looked good. He had the gray pants and the blue shirt. And I looked at him, and he looked like he was either posing for a picture or it was an action shot. I'm not sure. And I thought to myself, I wish I was managing one of those teams so that Bob and I can go back and forth a little bit. Because I haven't had an opportunity to talk to him or see much of him over the last months. And I miss him. So let's put our hands together and have Bob come up and say a few words.
I got to start out by saying that if you got a guy on first base and you bunt him over to second, you only need one hit to get him home. And if you leave him on first and you don't bunt him over, you need 2 hits to get him home. And that's a fact. But anyway, this is an extreme honor. This is the hardest day that I've ever had in my life. I can't tell you how much Linda and I miss Derrick, and how much we wish he could be back here. But I am going to tell you how baseball started for him. Because as you know, the people that know him know that he was a very humble player. And he was a very good player. But when he was young, he was 6 years old, he was playing in the machine pitch. And he did not want to go to the tryouts. And he had signed up, so we kind of made him go. And he got to the first game, and it was no big deal. And we played the second and third, no big deal. He never once asked me to play catch. He just didn't care that much. He liked to play on the computer, and he liked to play with his friends, but he wasn't really big into baseball at all. They had a game. I can still see it. It was down at Rotary Field at the time. There was he was playing pitcher. It was machine pitch, but they had a guy stand where the pitcher would be. And it was a pop fly. It was probably 15, 20 feet high. The ball that nobody ever catches in machine pitch. And he went over there, he stuck his glove out, and by the grace of God, it fell in his glove. And that's exactly what happened, and the fans went nuts. And he became a passionate baseball player that day on. The very next day, I went downstairs to see what he was up to, and he was watching the Braves on TV. That's when it started. And it went from there. If he could do anything in the world, anything at all, it would be to play baseball. He didn't care where. He just wanted to play. And when he wasn't playing, he was working at it. He wasn't a great athlete. He couldn't jump out of a gym. But nobody worked harder than him. And he saw to it he had goals and he reached his goals. And you know, this is hard. Linda is sick to her stomach. The stress is just terrible to be here. I haven't been here in a year. And I'm having a hard time right now. But I'll get through it. And when this is over, I'm going to probably leave soon. But I will be back here. I can see myself coming back here and sitting in the stands when nobody's here and just looking at that wonderful scoreboard. And I cannot thank all you people enough for what it took to get that up there. And John, you forgot to thank one guy. You did forget to thank somebody. And I think we need a round of applause because this was a big hitter on getting this thing done was John Hines. And I just want to say that I was thinking today that this isn't named Derrick Keller Field because Derrick Keller was a great baseball player and passed on. This field is named Derrick Keller Field because he was a great baseball player and he passed it on. Derrick did that. And I hope that you guys playing now, you guys coming up, you younger guys, you can remember that. Because if a kid needed help, a younger guy especially, he was there. He did everything he could. He wanted St. Louis Park baseball to be the best baseball that it could possibly be. And he would do anything to help. That's what he wanted. That was his dream. Everything was about St. Louis Park. And you guys that are seniors now, he was a senior, you were a sophomore. You know what I'm talking about. You know, he was huge on that. He always wanted to welcome everybody. And he was humble. I guarantee he had something to do with this rain because he would be so embarrassed right now. The rain he had come because that'll bring a smaller crowd and he won't have as much attention on himself. That's just the way he was. You know, and Linda taught him that. She taught him to be humble and she taught him his manners. He sure didn't get them from me. But I think that I'm so proud of him right now. And I love you, Derrick. And I know you're there watching. And get some sun tomorrow, would you? But we're going to have a ceremonial first pitch. And the one other thing for anybody who's wondering, Derrick was number 15 in high school and 15 in Legion. And that's probably the number that maybe should be up there, but I wanted number 12 because that was his town team number. And he was so proud when he was asked to play on the town team. You know, he didn't tell anybody outside, but it's the one thing he did openly share with me and Linda, that he was so proud of it. He never said that about anything. But he was proud of that. And he was buried in the uniform that he's wearing on that scoreboard. So it had to be 12. It just had to be. And it had to be a town team because that, you know, he was the youngest guy to ever play on that town team. And he did well for himself. But anyway, I want to introduce the guy to throw out the first pitch is the manager of the team and player manager, Chris Duda, who Derrick just idolized, along with the guy he really idolized, Dave Lindstrom, Lindy, and he's going to be the catcher. So if you guys want to throw the first pitch and I just have one more thing I'd like to say. If we all could, I believe Derrick is in heaven. I'm convinced of it. And I just want to embarrass him as much as we can. I'd like us to look up and give an applause for Derrick, which he'll hate. But let's do it anyway. I love you, Derrick.
Matt, will you throw on the scoreboard, please? 2013, number 12 at bat. Thanks, everybody, for coming. We sure appreciate it. Have a wonderful evening.
Derrick Keller up to bat, number 15. He's going to be playing at Southwest in Minnesota.
Yeah, Division II program.
Division II program. You'll see him at shortstop.
Coach DeWitt for Wayzata was telling me that their first baseman, Blanchard, is also going to Southwest State, so they'll be teammates next year. Maybe they don't know each other yet, but they will. Derrick hit 2 home runs in his last game, Justin, against Columbia Heights, and he's got 4 on the season.
Counts 2-1, a little late on the foul ball.
2-2.
There's a hit down short.
There's a nice
looks
hit
like,
up the middle. And
looks like he'll beat it out.
Nice infield single
There's a
for
hit by
Derrick
Derrick.
Keller as he hits it hard. Really nice play by the shortstop, Kenzie Vold, on that play, but he couldn't do anything with that ball.
Derrick Keller also a pitcher at Park and played last week and closed out the game to win it against, I think it was St. Paul Central, or Highland.
Highland Park.